away, Matty.
A nice little hit and roll from Matt Hamilton.
31.
Way across and onto the center line.
11，给11万，这个分价位。还行，没着急套。11，零。 11踏板之间，力量够，可以等力量，力量可以等，可以等，后面过来，hard，三个头，好头，哇，哎，还是球值85-90。
Yeah, I like 85.
The hit and roll out now gives USA the chance to come around the centre guard, top tee, take control of that 4 foot.
Top 4.
Clean.
Top 4.
Clean.
There.
T-line. Right on.
Normally you might see teams come around on the out turn here.
Line's
Make sure they don't throw any of the rock on the corner guard side, but maybe just preferring to play this path, and there is enough curl to even overbury, so it doesn't really matter which turn you take here. Just play the path you know. That does indeed overbury, so tough to get to for China.
Attempted run back on the guard, but just removes guard, leaves the one on the button.
I think it's there.
Chris Price just going to replace the guard.
Line's okay.
3, 4.
Right off, Lance.
It's all there.
Okay. Let her grind.
Sit.
If we're in, we might want to get it all far across so they can't make the double end roll here, but yeah, go ahead. Yep.
My bad, guys.
93.
Slips a bit too deep, that guard, as we see Xu Xiaoming, the coach, standing next to Mike Harris. Xu Xiaoming, of course, the longtime third for Lu Rei, the skip of the 2014 Olympic Games for China. And also Phil Drobnik here, coach of USA.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. Hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Looking for the double, this going to stuff it here.
Okay.
Zhao Qian.
Okay. You like that as opposed to that?
Kind of.
Whatever one you like.
I mean, I could corner freeze it and be fine too.
Yeah.
I just don't want to, I guess I corner freeze and down. Corner freeze it and rolls in my 3.
Yeah. We just want to make sure that we're
I don't
covering
hate the
this-
roll
this
either.
side, eh? We have to be like center line
You
side
like
of
the
it.
guard better here?
Whatever one you like.
Okay.
I'm kind of impartial
I
on
think
this
I'm
one.
fine with. Just a little more.
They make a freeze and
That
freeze
should
them
go
back,
all the way
that's
across. So.
Discuss two options here, hit and roll off the yellow or the guard.
I mean, kind of both ways, whatever you like.
Nah, I think this is fine.
We threw this guard a couple times. You should be able to place it pretty good.
So that was a 14-7 I just had in Chris's.
Yeah, and I think they're thinking, well, if they put up the guard, it makes it very difficult for China to go for the run
It'd
back.
be nice to be like 3 feet out of the house and half covering the
And if they
Like fully guarding our red.
hit and roll, then
plus an inch.
it's an easier shot for China.
Playing center would be fine.
It's more of an aggressive call.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe thinking steal here rather than force.
Yeah, right now USA are in a good position to steal.
Out of hand here.
Their shots touching the button.
Weight's great.
Keep it room
Two.
down.
Always lands.
It'd be very difficult for China to outdraw it.
Easy now.
So a guard or even half checking the yellow wouldn't be bad.
Really good, Johnny.
That's
Great
probably
spot.
the best spot. Probably the best spot, huh?
Yeah, that's a great spot. I had 15-7 on that. That's nice and quick there now.
Hey, Matt.
I like that call. I think it leaves a harder shot for the opposition.
因为这边下得稍微慢一点啊，球边
You always want your opposition to play the harder shots.
打力。好，你可以看着点线，这球千万不能掉到线那边，因为掉到线如果定了把自己找掉的话，太形成单位了。OK。来吧。正常普通那种。OK， 大力。大力，正常大。好，yes， push。
Trying the double run here, but over curls. Actually just removes their own stone top 12. Leaving USA with shot, stone and a guard. Maybe a chance to even come around again.
Yeah, really great chance now for John Schuster. Bring a second one right in, even on top of his other red.
Okay. And what'd you have there, Steiner?
5.
And make it very difficult for China.
Can be anywhere from full 8-foot all the way to frozen on the nose. So you swept that most of the way, right? Kind of.
Just a light sweep. It's there.
It's heavy. Really? Felt good. Stay close.
Top forward to T.
Close, Lance.
Yeah, yeah. T. Whoa, whoa. Line's good.
So important here not to come in too deep and leave a double.
Close, close, Matt. Easy, easy, Matt. Easy, easy.
Really nicely played. Great shot. Not easy to draw the button past those.
Oh, I didn't get extended through it. I just thrown it up.
But China have to give it a go.
Was it 13-9?
Might not be the greatest match set of rock.
OK。这球先第一幕先全进3分圈，就赢了上面那个，没问题。
We've seen there's a big draw from the hog line in.
You can see Matt Hamilton
Come on, Bosch, show me that hack weight you're so good at.
discussing with Team Sweden next door. All very friendly, the curling community. As now Badishin does not have a lot of room to work with to score. Even just to cut USA down to 1 here, pretty tough. Line looking okay. Down to the sweepers. To carry it far enough, it's starting to pull up a little bit for Team China here. How far can they bring it? They rub and roll and spin in. That is close. I'm not sure if it's good enough. And they will call for a measure right away. What a draw by Badishin.
Great shot. Great effort.
Either way, that is a fantastic effort.
He was really unlucky. It just didn't spin in at the end.
Yeah, after that rub, you quite often see the rock just kind of spin a bit closer. Didn't quite do that.
It's really, really close.
So hard to get the line dead right here. You're coming off the high guard side.
A long-time second player. Certainly has the touch. Played a lot of mixed doubles, and this is a type of shot he's quite used to playing. Gets a tiny rub off of both the rocks, hoping it would spin back. Well, even if it's just a steal, that is a good shot to cut them down.
Mike Harris looks quite happy anyway. Oh, very close.
Looks a hair red to me.
I would say red from this angle that we're looking at.
You will have the micrometer coming out. And if we're lucky, we might see the dial turn.
Yeah, not a lot of space for the umpire to work with here.
Watch Sundgren is slam it here, ready? There's a slam, Sundgren.
think he's beyond carrying.
He slammed on the first end real
Well, let's
good.
see here. Goes 1, 2, 3, 4.
This guy's not even looking at it.
About 5.5 on the dial, on the red stone for USA.
Yellow by a mile.
And 5. And just a touch more on the yellow for China. What a draw. And that is what I believe is about the width of a penny better than the US stone. And a single point for China, tied game here.
也别太高，咱就还是一个站位近一点，对，是吧？
那局其实也没办法，都那么打。
那局啥？他关键他连续成，完我第一个失误了，那没办法，那就过去了。
他说的，我这局我这个站。
大哥，不用瞅了，不用瞅了，抄底，抄底，不用上，不用上，不用上，落3下，
稍微近一点，稍微近一点，2
区最多了。
We are all just in awe of the draw by Bangladesh in the second end to tie the game up. As China puts up a center guard, USA will come around.
Really good ad. Really big ad.
Line's good.
Whoa. Just a 5.
That's rock. The 4 or 5, half in the 8 would be great. It's going to overcurl, I think. Matt, stay down. Oh, line's good. All the way here. It's all here. All right, Steiner. Good. Good.
So a couple of options there for USA. They have got last stone now. They could have put up a corner guard. Chose to come around the centre.
极限，往你站，可以等，极限，
哇，人力量很接近啊。
6-7，
And we saw at the first end the guddle that both teams got in round that centre guard.
6区等，
可以等线，
等等线，
来得擦，力量不够，
力量不够，
力量不够，
我力量
力量不够，
线路不太好，2，
A great freeze.
Same way again, though. Same turn.
John Landsteiner, left-hander, just looking to freeze on top again.
Whoa. Touch less. Same. Line's good. It's probably there. I know it.
Whoa.
It's there.
Close out. Yes.
I know it.
Whoa.
I know it.
Okay, Chris, go ahead. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard, hard, hard. Loosen up. Beauty. Best one.
Really nice play from the leads.
行，站在上面就行。
可以啊。
5区5区
56
直接
现在就行。下路 OK。
线路非常好。
Taking a look over, it's Canada 1 playing Sweden in the second end after the blanked first.
And Sweden lying 1 at the back of the 4-foot. Matt Dunstone having to draw into the 4-foot.
T-line. Put it on the tee.
Right to the nose or inside.
T-line.
Board.
No.
T-line. It's a
You
cold
know
draw.
what? We can do this too and be just as good.
No, cold draw.
Might
Cold
matter.
draw.
Sweepers on and off.
Or do you like that?
Never ever, just straight
I think
drop.
there's better to do that. They just tap to a pocket.
Plays it perfectly. Great judge.
It'll still go. I don't softer than heavy half.
Score of 1.
I thought unless we were getting like tight to our red.
Well, we're jumping over to Japan, USA. USA in some trouble here, facing 4 counters.
Yep.
Yeah, Nina Roth having to draw the forefoot here.
Hard! Hard! Whoa!
Lance, Lance!
Lance, go ahead.
Hard,
Right
Lance!
to it, right to it, right to it, right to it, right to it.
Good shot.
Sweeper seeming fairly happy with the weight. Just looking for T-line.
Go, 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 go.
And it just hangs on at the back of the forefoot. And it's a 1 for USA.
Keeps them in the game here, Nina Roth. All tied at 1 each as we see Scotland up by 3. Yannick Schwaller needing to make a good one here.
Yeah, Scotland lying 1, frozen on the button. So having to angle in. Side guard to try and raise it onto the button. Catches it too thin, so it's a steal of 1 for Scotland.
And with that, they lead this game 4-0 on the Swiss. Yannick Schwaller picking up a win on Canada last night.
What was our first thought?
Okay.
Looking
So we've thrown hits down here. I think if I give you
in
like
trouble against the Scots.
Backside
As we jump back onto our sheet, USA China.
It'll sit down.
Chance for USA to split the rings here with last stone.
Heads down and go, fellas. Really curling.
Free, Lance.
Heads down and go.
Come on, Lance, go.
Looks like you got a chance. Hard.
Want to take this to back T-line.
Hard, fellas.
Keep separation between their 2 stones.
A little farther.
Coming away from the center, might just be a little bit fresh on the wide wing, but it does make it into the 12 foot for USA to sit 2. Elsewhere we also see Norway, Canada 2. They're tied 1 each. And that's all the scores for you this afternoon.
Trying to get the inside roll there behind the cover.
Control around nice.
Hit it on the nose, so
Control.
yes, they've got the chance now just to hit him flop over to the other wing.
Control. Yes.
As I said, they didn't put up a corner guard at the beginning of this end. It's a very simplified way of scoring 2,
Hard, both you. Hard.
having them spread about the house.
Hard, never off. Never off, son. You gotta go this side. Hard. Hard, hard, hard. No roll. That was just board, huh?
Gets the inside roll. Chance now for China to go for the double.
不掉了一点点，不是很大。大力啊！hard， hard， come on， hard。
So Chan looking for the inside of this to catches it the wrong side.
Okay. Still like splitting?
Now I'm not sure.
I mean, you thinking here now?
Yeah, probably.
The only problem is if we're a touch deep, that gives them their only out. If we go here.
All you gotta do is be full 12, they'll count that.
Okay.
Dead buried under yellow.
I mean, I think the side that we'd want to go to is the left side. Who knows?
Right. Let's go 90, 95.
Changing up the call here. Coming around the center guard.
We got
This
room
would be
early.
the slightly more aggressive call.
Line's
But
good.
a comment from Chris Blyce there too was
Line's good.
if we were going to split the rings, we wouldn't want to put this on the right-hand side as we see it, and they haven't played that path, so that becoming a bit of an unknown factor. Working this one really hard to get second shot. They get there in the end. That's staggered now with the guard and the two reds. Very tough for China to see enough of either red stone to really make a play on it. We're going to have to bring the weight down and try and curve past the guard.
Although he is the front guy now.
That's the kind of shot for USA that might bring a 3 into play if they force a mistake. Slightly inconsistent so far in the game. Ba Duxin has had 2 mistakes, but 2 amazing shots as well. Another good one here. And leaves that yellow in a usable spot for China.
So we're looking probably like 15, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can even go, Chris, as long as we're mostly buried to like bite 4-foot almost.
Yeah. I think Chris just threw a soft 4-0.
Really? That was a 15-6 hog dog, I think.
A great chance now for John Schuster to get a second counter in behind the cover.
Just full weight for that.
They've got to out-count that thing and be, yeah, bite the 4's even fine as long as we're buried.
Sounds like the ice is a little bit quicker today than yesterday. Hearing some high numbers on the hog-to-hog split times, especially in the path Dar played
Really
a few times in a row. It really keens up.
Okay.
Stay with it.
5-6.
Team struggled a little bit more yesterday.
No.
Things looking a lot better.
Great. Always Matt. 6. Matt, stay close.
7.
Yep, 7.
Want to get off this yellow.
Hard, Maddie.
Where are we
Hard,
going?
Maddie. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Sweeping it for line. Slip a bit too deep. Leaves a bit of a pocket for China.
It's like 85, right? Yeah.
Can they get to the inside and push that other red as well? I think it's there. Just having a look at it. Just looking at the clock to see how long they've got. Still a minute 20 to play, so they're fine. Certainly worth going for this. They can see enough from the hack.
A couple of options here. They could follow the draw down, play hold tap. Can even run the yellow in. But if there's a big enough gap, just play peel weight, come straight through. Ba Duxin. What's he got here? Past the top guard, but on his own yellow, fortunate enough to make one red go, sit partially buried. Actually makes it not so easy for USA to get in there for 2.
Yeah, very lucky to remove one red there by catching that top guard.
How far can we move our rock?
How far can we tap ours?
3 inches?
4 or 5 inches.
Okay.
4 or 5. Okay.
So
I think this far out we might need
probably
to
the
touch
exact
more.
same thing I just threw. I think.
Yeah.
So they're just
Give me one
saying
more,
they have
Chris.
that cushion that they can tap theirs, so the sweepers know that they can move it a few inches and still get 2.
How much?
Back 8.
We're way
Back
out
4.
though.
Back 8. Back 4.
Back 8.
It's coming down. Should be okay.
Stay with it.
Stay with
Lancers.
Lancers. Easy.
Got a curl. Get in there.
And it will come in, but I don't think it curled enough.
Had to curl out.
And it's just one for USA. It's a game of singles so far.
Could have crushed it, but
Yeah, no, it's fine. We couldn't really because we couldn't tap
And
it
it's
that
a 2-1 game
And with
after
being
3
high on
ends
it,
here.
You tap it high and move it on to being shot. You feel like there was nothing we could do. I just handcuffed it by being. But
Tight. Tight.
so we're gonna make sure we're full in 14-7.
Not it.
Okay.
I don't think.
Yep.
Team Schuster, Team USA. Throws the first stone of the 4th end. It's the Curling World Cup final here in Beijing after 3 legs. One in Suzhou, just outside Shanghai. That was in early September. That's when we started. We had one leg in Omaha in the US. Also one in Jönköping, Sweden. To bring it all back to China for the final. John Landsteiner, 90%. You'll see a little protective gear, or maybe not protective gear, but some support for his elbow. Struggling with injuries, John Landsteiner, and he has for a while.
I like the side stagger because now I can get around.
The team skip a game at the World Men's Curling Championship in Lethbridge to just to have a little break and recuperate. Murley struggles for Zhu Jingtao. In this event, 72% for a lead is a bit below what you're expecting. Makes a little tick shot here. That stone can't touch the side bumper, and it does not, so no violation of the free guard zone there. And they end up at 2 corner guards, Team China. Pretty good result.
Yeah, this Chinese team had a great first game yesterday against the current world champions.
Keep it down, mine's good.
No, it's heavy. Heavy.
Get them their first win.
Close, Lance.
Never.
Nose.
Never.
It's almost to it.
Over curlers.
okay.
Just over curled.
I just need more ice than you. I always have. Think about having.
量大点儿，可以稍微大点点。
可控，可控力量。好的，
二，
再来，
二，
大力过，还行。
And this Chinese team also played in 2 legs of the World Cup in China and US.
And here we see all the legs and how the teams got there. We have the 3 winners from the legs to make it through. Sweden as world champion as well. couple of teams on the ranking, namely Scotland and Switzerland. China coming through as host nation, and that's Team Norway. Team Ulsrud is about to retire there. The special invite from the World Curling Federation. The last hurrah for them.
Oh, sorry, Maddie. I thought I was happy too.
Maybe your rocks might not be as good. I mean, all three of you had the exact same feel.
So now USA come up short. China have got the chance to get round their cover.
六区提线啊！6区提线，你去线路，6区线路可以带着点。提线，力量够。后区啊，2，力量够。2，放到里头，后区了，放到里。
Does bury, but slips back tee. USA could follow that in.
Like 85 should be good here. Yeah.
Five, 6. 7, 8. 7, 8.
Line's good. Room. Close, yeah. Hard line. Hard, Matt. Go, both of you. Go, yes. Hard. Hard to everything. Hard for everything. Right to it. Right to it. That away. Go.
Good shot from Chris Plythe. But it's also back tee. It's game of cat and mouse here. Who's going to get to that tee line? That red in the centre line is also very usable for USA to tap up if required.
Jumping on over to Scotland, Switzerland. The Swiss trailing the Scots, and again looking like a troublesome end for them.
Scotland lying 5. So Yannick Schwaller having to draw 4 foot here. The good thing is it's open.
We met backing broegen niet te zaken. Broegen met tenseren met. Wow. We gaan nu. Weg in de peso.
Sweeper standing back. Is it going to stop?
Has the backing, but it will be a steal of 1 for Scotland. And 5-0 the lead. Not getting any better for Team Schwaller. As we see USA now chasing the sail of stone from China. That was a little heavy and bounced off. We'll tap that one through. USA line 2.
I don't think he can stay and get the double. That's a pretty good spot.
11吧。
没事。这个点11是不是有点稍微大点？
有一点。
11
So Chan just looking to tap the red back and get a roll behind the cover. It's over curled though. Is it pushed it enough? It hasn't. Leaves USA lying shot.
I think just go around the middle, eh?
Just debating how to get there, that's all. I mean, probably.
Yeah, I think you could even take an inch more, Johnny.
Yeah, that's fine.
The only thing that scares me about fully burying is it leaves the nose hit to like 2.
Huh?
You fully bury, he hits it just a shade low.
What do you mean?
So you bury.
Yeah.
He runs it to the low side of this rock, it goes back and catches
So
it.
this thing's fully buried, I was hitting it.
He's hitting the red one up top.
Right. It's only not to lie 2, we're second back there, we're third back there.
Oh, okay.
We're not 4th, we're 3rd.
Well, okay.
I mean, you leave them this to lie 2, but
Like 4-0 here?
yeah.
T-line. Okay.
Easy easy
John
line.
Schuster just
Always
wanting
lands
to
close
come around
floor.
top 4 to lie 2.
Heavy!
Whoa,
Doesn't matter. Gotta get by.
really close, go!
Hard lands.
Go!
A little heavy here, but as
Clear by.
Chris Pleiss said, really needs to get past that center guard. They do.
Okay.
Ends up. And the back of the 8-foot.
My God. Oh.
Not for USA to lie to, though.
可以。
我感觉可以再来一点点儿，因为那站得很近
他这个14秒4到9区，
啊，打点3分边，全进3个圈就行。
现在场地非常滑，他那个14秒4到9区。
对。
14秒3，差不多。
So a chance now for China to come around top 4.
然后放人点，这样能等一等。
They saw how close John Schuster came to that guard, and he was back 8 weight.
提线，先别着急，
提线
6，下个没问题啊。
6区清带就行，6区啊，6区提线，
Want to keep this in front of the T line.
提线
线路可以，
Slip deep with this one. USA just comes right back on top.
线路稍微大一点啊，还可以
Not
等。
really touching it.
线路大，
This one too. Well, just slide a bit deep. Getting pretty quick in that path.
收不住啊！我现在要是投6区，我感觉10秒
We trying to just go dead all the way to it or just dead on the pin?
I think get one.
It's all line. So, what was that last one?
93.
Pretty positive.
So you can
too.
see there it's well buried, but it is back tee.
Won't mind coming frozen here, Schuster.
That belly's all there. Right up.
That'll take a multiple score out of play for China.
Line's no
Do
good
it.
either.
Okay. All the way to it. Matt, stay close. Okay.
Both of you stay close.
Lance, stay close.
Yes!
Starting to catch him curl here.
Lance.
Big sweep now to get it past the guard. That just jumped on them a little bit and gets it past just in time on the sweep and down onto the yellow. Good shot.
Great shot, Johnny. Good sweep, Lance.
It's unreal. What the?
A little bit scary.
你上稍微
And it will be the same shot again for Badishin.
找不好找。
And sometimes we see the ice get just quicker and quicker when rocks are played down the very same path over and over again.
And it's curling big at the end there. They're missing that guard by nothing.
And that's what's a bit scary. You've seen 3 draws just be a little bit heavy here. If you ever take some of the weight off of it, you wonder if it might catch curl earlier.
Because you always say play your draws to your sweepers, let them take it. But really here, you could lose it if you let the sweepers take it.
It'll be interesting to see how this is played for Badishin. Sweeper's not on this immediately either.
上哪力量？
还磕，
上哪力量？
磕，发去，
So this is also dead weight.
1，
It's just about getting it past the guard.
磕，
And it will curl, and this is a nice looking shot from Badishin and Team China right onto the lid. And a single score for China. Only singles through the first half of this game. It's tied at 2 each, and that is half time. We'll break for the teams, and I'll be back with more.
fast, yeah.
Taking a look at the first end. John Schuster looking for a thin wick to try and score 2. But doesn't move it enough and only scores 1. Second end, facing 2 US counters. Badishin has to find the button. Sweepers judge it well. Just shaves both red stones and makes a great shot. After the measure, it is China. Ties the game up. Third end, John Schuster. Again, a chance for 2. He's lying 1. Can afford to tap his own back. Just doesn't curl enough, and it's only a 1.
Got to curl that much more.
You see 5 games in action this afternoon. It is Norway up 3-2 on Canada 2. Scotland with a 5-1 lead on Switzerland. Our game is tied at 2 each, and Sweden up by 1 on Canada 1. Also in the women's competition, USA leading Japan 3-2.
Making good shots. Putting a lot of good draws in good spots. It's a pressure.
I gotta get way more precise.
Just a little.
I have no. What did I throw on the last one?
I think I had like 80.
80? Trying to throw 400, like no. Well, it's hard. Like you go out here and practice, you're throwing freaking 70s or stopping top 12, and then like I feel like it glides better, and I'm kicking softer.
This is like, as quick as it's been, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I mean, you guys, that one that is end-to-ended of Chris's the wing, it was a 14-6. Actually, the one they ended, the next one was a 15-6. Got all the way into the 12-foot.
Yeah, the track to the middle's fast.
something to think about here, probably
We've been throwing this side of the sheet.
because of the way the game is going and with the way it is.
我们前场鱼好全力给两个大的。对啊，要不然太危险。没人那把别人那球啊，站个位都不打，都比磕强，挂站位了。你往这样一呼。有的时候，那就这种球的球多特别多的时候，稍有不慎，你就他就有这个。所以说你还得多方就再考虑考虑，大家都得球进，队员都帮忙。
Taking a look at the stats, we see the teams pretty dead even at 73% each, which paints the picture on the scoreboard as well. It is a tied game, only singles throughout the first half, no stolen points. And that was just for the teams to try and take their chances with last stone and put a 2 up on the board. And of course, if it's tied after 8, we'll have a shootout. Well, we might go there. You never know. About to get ready with the 5th end.
Okay. Whoa! Whoa! No! Whoa! Okay.
Off! Close, man.
I don't know. I think if he throws a guard, and we go to the wing, I think he hits it. Because that's the only way to set up too. Because if we throw the draw.
5th end, just about to get underway. Team China will start. Xu Jingtao to lead.
可以扫，可以扫，可以扫。
94% for the game.
可以扫，可以扫。
Really strong
飞到。
from him today.
二区，二哥，二稍微再来点。二。OK。OK，摇摇。OK。
这个也是4.2，当然给了一点。
我给了点。
对，
整整衣服。 Got room now.
I think it's there too.
Line's good though. Line's good
Line!
now.
Line's bad.
Yep, Matt. Okay, just here.
Starting over curl here
Over
for
curl.
John Landsteiner.
Telling him we got loud.
Well, it was more than we liked anyway.
Yeah.
Fine,
All right,
Lance.
Steiner. Sorry, buddy. 180度。
搞定。行。
OK。开板。
That one just pops out the other side and is accessible to China.
And it is interesting, we've seen USA, when they have hammer, they're always coming round the centre guard. When China have got hammer, they're always putting up their corner guards. So both teams approaching the game slightly differently.
Well, neither team has been able to score a 2, so hard to say what works the best. A bit of a mistake here from Zhu Jingtao, but not a horrible option there to just open up the center line a bit and leaving a couple of guards to use. Opens up that redstone as well.
This is the line they just threw and swept the whole shot.
Yeah. Give us 10 more feet. 5 more feet.
5 more feet. I got 87. I got 89.
I think it's there, guys. Stay close.
Off for a while here. Off.
It's coming down.
Okay, Matt, go. Go ahead, Matt, if you can. Keep it above this one if you can.
It's even.
Well, it's not even bearing at all, so it's...
Oh, I'd rather leave it high.
No, I know. Yeah, let her be then. Let her die.
Boom.
All right. All right, Lancer. Matt, nice. Sorry, bud.
3-1. OK. 3-1. OK.
So John Landsteiner just slipping a bit further than he wanted. Has left a double now for China. But they don't make it. Caught it too thick.
Still like that?
Yeah. You had an 87. I think if I give you a green 90, it's going to be close.
I think
That
so
was
too.
Steiner. I moved
It's
it
nothing
just
too
there.
soft.
My intern.
What?
My intern.
This is the same broom he gave me. Yeah,
Wanted to catch less of that first red he made contact with, and now gives USA the chance to get a better second shot in.
Weight's good.
At 85.
Okay, line's good now. Whoa, off. Sorry. Looks off. It's got to be a little better in full 12. Chris, it's
Heavy.
you.
Chris.
We're there.
It's Chris.
T-line.
It's turning now.
Go
Not
ahead,
that deep.
Chris.
Go ahead. Yep, yep. Oh, yep. Try to overbury. Yep. Yes.
Hard.
Hard.
Harder.
That
Good.
way. That way, Matty. Beauty.
Good judge, boys.
And we heard USA talking at the fourth end break, saying that, you know, one of their draws they got 15-6 as a split,
Like, do you want
hog to hog, whereas yesterday we were 13.5. So quite a difference in speed today.
Well, the Icemakers will look to make improvements, just like the players do.
And it's always challenging for the Icemakers, especially with the humidity here in Beijing. Very warm outside and not easy for them to constantly have
This is minimum
the ice conditions exactly the same.
Solid.
Yep.
Hard. Hard.
Hard.
Right to it.
Whoa. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Hard,
Go,
Chris.
go, go. Good. That way, Matt. Scrub.
Right to it, man.
And also the Icemakers have to manage the disciplines that are playing, because sometimes there's mixed doubles on, sometimes it's men, sometimes it's women.
You might not have had a chance of that.
So you can have more sweeping, less sweeping for mixed doubles. So they have to manage that, and they do a great job.
So John is trying to group these reds by hitting one and rolling closer to the other. Does get a wee roll, but USA will try and roll back.
I mean, okay, mine ran.
What do you like?
I got solid control.
Solid control, all right.
That in the ice.
I mean, that was not much more than I had for normal when I was solid normal, right? Solid!
Yep.
Fairly solid numbers from Chris Plyce for the tournament so far, just their second game.
Hard! Should have got off on the other way, I guess.
Now has this left a double.
You gotta be aggressive.
Okay. Okay.
打这也可以，1/3一半都行。
Okay.
Yep, it is there.
Well, if you make it perfect, you might even leave the shooter fully buried in behind the guard.
Hard, full. Yep.
Called his sweepers on straight away.
Whoa! Hard!
Yes.
Hard!
Close. 1, 2. There you go.
Really nice shot.
The doubles there, go after it.
Catch it a little bit thicker. You might even get a tiny bit of roll
Yeah,
up
it's the only thing
underneath
is
the
we might
guard.
end up leaving me a draw here against 2 or something if we don't make it.
Is that there?
All day, yeah, it's half rock.
Okay.
Out there?
Yep.
We'll see that again.
Whoa! Hard!
Yes.
Hard!
Makes it perfect. And now for Chris Plyce, will try to play a double back. A little tougher one, this one. Across the house, but look at that. Fantastic 2 doubles back to back.
Just what you can do, I can do better.
打力量踏板是1，我感觉踏板就行。
Real nice. That's tough when you play a shot that wide to then have the rock come all the way back towards the center, losing quite a bit of the momentum, having to throw that pretty hard and catch it in the perfect spot. Even stays edge on edge with the guard. So tough to make a hit and roll in behind cover for Ba De Shin, trying to set up for a score of 2.
You be aggressive with the grooming. Like,
Well, not really, because you roll out.
But we roll out there.
Just 59% for Ba De Shin today. Really struggling with some shots, but he's played some fantastic shots as well.
Yeah, it's kind of been the good, the bad, or the ugly for Ba De Shin, and here's one of the bad ones. Over curling, catching the guard, not even close.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Even
we
if we
gotta-
leave him the blank, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Problem is though,
Half?
Yeah, I think we want a Christmas tree.
half of our back one.
Okay, no.
A wee reassuring smile. It's okay,
Well, no,
don't
no,
worry.
Christmas tree in there above it. Right? Yeah. We don't really want the silver berry though. That's the only thing about.
for sure.
Do you think they need a little more ice in?
I don't think it would hurt.
Yeah, give me a little more, Chris.
We were here. We only got you side 4 foot. And
Fair enough. It's gonna be natural though. It should curl.
Okay.
Yeah. 95.
So a great chance now for USA to maybe get the first 2 of the game.
Now line's fine. Line's fine.
Where?
Top 12.
Yep. Always Matt.
Top 8.
Okay. Oh. Yep.
Fighting for.
Probably want to be all the way to it almost,
don't be
so they
deep.
can't roll.
Deep.
Okay.
Okay.
Not quite where they're hoping to put that one, but the double looks tough still for China.
还是踏板力量，踏板。
We just gotta know if he makes this.
My rocks are curling over the last 2 ends.
Yeah. That's right.
We get to have that once in a while, I guess.
Seeing quite a lot of finish. That pops out the other side. But I don't think China can play a double here. I'll just look to play the nose hit. Maybe force John Schuster to play a draw.
踏板，
可以轻带就是。哇，力量 clean，
踏板
clean clean，
支援，
下线，还可以，
支援，
定没问题，定没问题。
打着没问题。
And they will make that nose hit. Gets a little nudge inside, so it makes it tough for USA to play that nose hit back, and you might see them play the draw.
That's safer.
Yeah.
I mean, we threw some draws over here.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The thinking here is they haven't played too many draws down this side of the sheet.
'Cause we can hit it pretty
We're
hard.
hoping it'll be a
can
bit,
bounce
bit of a
them,
guess
so.
for John Schuster.
Maybe
I was thinking 85. What was that last one?
95.
I guess
This is the third chance USA have had for two in this game, and
I think 85. I think the ice speed.
he would really love to take one here.
Felt good though.
Where?
Easy.
Pretty good. Line's
Only,
good.
yep, go ahead.
Gotta go. 14. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds pretty good for weight. Landsteiner, Hamilton just keeping this one alive.
Never off.
Does have a bit of backing just onto their own red here, and they're good for the deuce. There you go, the first one of the game.
75.
And a score of 2 and a game of singles stand out on the scoreboard a bit more than usual. It's a 4-2 game for USA over China.
83.
Oh, okay.
Good end.
Great end.
Nice double there, Chris. Thanks. All right, I'm gonna go down there because we don't have any time. There's already 20 seconds gone. We just
You
played
like
rocks. 6 now, probably.
6?
I think so.
Okay.
They're not.
6-3.
I don't think you can hurt it. It looks tight. Looks like
Definitely over curling, so.
4-5.
Okay. Looks like it's just a 3 forward from here, so that's fine. 15 flat. Whoa. Let her go. We can go around whatever. It's fine. All right. All right, Sam, it's fine.
Finally, the game breaks open with a score of 2 for USA. Now, when you've had two teams struggle to score a deuce or steal for the entire game, that 2 on the board just feels a bit bigger than normal.
Yeah, it certainly does. Just gives you that relief feeling as well that you finally got the 2. That's the third attempt that USA could have had a 2 in the game.
That's heavy, guys. Whoa. That's way heavy.
Back 12.
Close, yep.
Back 4.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Go ahead. Yep.
Wait, was fine.
That would have just been T-line. I heard back 12, so I just swept. Like, don't, like, so.
His stuff's all over the place.
What's that?
可以。还是喜欢这个。
也 OK。
这薄一点吧。
收一点。
不用收，感觉应该有弧线。好。Clean. Yep.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Big weight makes the double. Was hoping to keep that shooter in play, just rolls a bit too far. But does leave a corner guard. Still in the free guard zone as we jump on over to Canada 1 playing Sweden.
Sweden lying 1, edge of the 4-foot. Chance for Canada. Matt Dunstone to play a controlled takeout.
Clean. Yep. Gotta go.
Would love to get their 2 here.
Can't hurt it. Heavy, clean.
Stop button, line's good.
Yeah, plays it perfectly. Score of 2 for Canada.
Good shot. You can get away with it here.
It's Chris's rock anyway.
Yeah, boy. Good pair, buddy.
Really want to be it.
Good end, boys.
Good, Matt.
Good patience. Great
Good,
shots,
Matty.
Matty.
Also Japan, USA in the women's competition.
Japan lying 2. Satsuki Fujisawa, a draw for 3. Struggled in their first game yesterday against Canada. Like to come back with a win today. Sweepers seem quite happy. And it's a big 3 on the board for Japan.
And with that, a 5-3 lead after 5 ends of play.
Okay.
I don't hate the
You
peel.
want to throw a hit at it as opposed to that? It's gone, right?
I like hack.
You like that?
China buried behind the corner.
This guy just get like
But it is back tee. A chance Matt Hamilton can come round and just tap it back. You know, it curls big.
Weight's good.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, yes. Hard. Chris. Whoa.
Just feathers the top guard.
I know. I'm just mad because we did it.
One little off in the middle and it just went dead sideways. Sorry.
I called it too.
I know.
No, I'm not blaming you. I was just frustrated because it happened.
No, I thought.
Matt Hamilton explaining his outburst. And it wasn't that he was upset with Schuster's line call. It's just more he was upset with the result of it. They were both kind of caught out by the curl there. And it was kind of the worst result really for the US. They would much rather wreck harder on the guard to open it up, but they've just tickled it. So China with a chance to come around again, but a little bit deep. Wanted that a couple of feet higher and fully buried. So there's an out for the USA and Chris Blythe here.
China just struggling today with their draw weight. They're coming back tee with a lot of shots instead of being top tee.
No need to play the dead freeze here. Could
Go ahead, Steiner.
play bumper weight, try and remove the back yellow, sit frozen. Catching some curl again here.
Hard, gotta go, Matt. Go.
And look at that, beautiful shot by Chris Blythe.
Very, very nice.
Really nice shot.
Good shot. That you couldn't have moved those better by hand.
And that was where if China had come in the top of the tee there, it would have posed a bit of a problem for USA.
用磕一点吗？
不用磕，加一半儿。
清空，
清科倒
啊，清空，
哦，
正常带着
站
点。
车，
哦，下度还行，正常。
站，
停，等一等，等一等，
可以来点。
等一等，不行，
不，那样可以来点。
可以等，
To bump this back, but it's got a long way to curl.
一点，别动。
可以点。No.
Just rolls a tad too much for China, but not bad.
What do we do if we just
Does
hit the
loosen up that redstone that's sat
I
frozen.
think
Nose
you
is
go
good.
all over the top, but if you get nose or just a shade high of it, it's
What turn and what weight you like?
I like in turn.
In? With normal then or what?
Yeah.
Just make sure there's enough ice.
Where you like there?
Touch more. I like that right there.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. Matt.
Way out.
Hard, Matt. Okay. Whoa. It's fine. That's just fine. Nah, I think it's fine. Maybe it hurt just.
Fine, buddy.
Calf just hit a bit on the high side, rolls away. Jumping on over live to Norway, Canada. It's Kevin Cooey with last stone here.
And Norway line 1, back 8 foot. A chance for Kevin Cooey.
Whoa.
Clean.
Score 2.
着急就抗力量，力量为主，二点，力量，
下度飞倒，正常。
力量，
Yeah, plays it perfectly.
支援，
I'm having a look at the
可以倒。
可以张
fighters, but
继续带着点，
非常好。
可以轻推一点，没事。
非常
I think
好。
it was a 2 for Canada.
Yep, and they will lead that game 4-3 after 6 ends.
Well, this one's for sure always killing. If I
Both
can get
those
the
teams
inside,
looking for
You got an
a
inch.
first win
I got an
after
inch. All right, I still
a
think I
loss
probably gotta
yesterday.
throw Out turn though.
You still got to throw
And I
out.
probably have to get. Oh, no, is
But
nose
that's
gonna get
jamming
under
stiff
that or
all day
not?
If he knows it.
Like I can throw it softer and try to slash.
Could throw like normal.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Out
edge of
turn?
the forefoot.
Out turn normal.
Yeah. Just gonna throw normal.
Yeah. Nose your
No.
sliver low and it's perfect, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just across it. Nose is dicey whether it goes under that other one, but they're gonna still have to get it in the middle. My shooter says.
So I'm thinking nose hit on the yellow or a little bit inside. Will come off that red and then
Side.
hoping that it will spring underneath their shot stone in the forfeit. If they catch it right.
Lance, go ahead. Hard Lancer, go.
Steiner, come on, buddy.
Right to it.
Go, Chris, go.
Chris, go.
Seems like they do. Rolls, not all the way out, but enough for USA to lie 3, and that's good enough.
Good shot, John.
Yeah, so China just looking to see how they can still try and build up a 2 here. Thinking if they take the double on the Reds now, try and force an error from John Schuster, they may get a chance for 2.
And make this double on the 2 Reds on the right. Try and roll towards the center line. Stay in front of that stone back 4. And you might bring that yellow in the back 12 into play.
一大半。正常小一点。3秒。支援。下一点，再下一点，再来一点。
To get the double, but it doesn't really roll out. Really close. Just didn't play a lot of weight there. Even if they curled a bit more, could have been tough to remove both the reds. Almost rolls to a perfect spot on top of the red shot stone.
Remember, when they don't want to pay for my price, then I'm kind of just playing.
Yeah, I think that's my preference.
Lots of time.
I wouldn't mind even throw you at at almost an 11.
Okay.
So it'll be a little center line's probably close.
Control?
Yeah. You like center line control?
Yeah, I think so.
We got it. I mean,
we got away 3.
Yeah. So that doesn't look like a pile of ice, right? That looks good.
I think it looks good. I think.
Okay.
Control! Close, Lance. Close.
Close.
Whoa!
Close. Yeah, yeah, yeah! Hard! Hard! Hard!
Hurry.
Right to it! Hard, Connor! Right to it! Really good.
Great spot, John.
Really nice shot. John Schuster, controlled weight. USA lie 3. Forcing China to play for 1.
Yeah, you can.
I think what you were saying earlier, Xander, about the relief as well when you finally get that 2 in the scoreboard after a game of singles, that you can force 1 at the next end. That just seals it off.
You see the time clocks. The timed ends, only 20 seconds left on the clock, but no rush for Ba Duxin. Looking for the nose hit double here to score the single and stay in the game. And will make it. And a single point for China to put up on the board. But again, just a single point for the Chinese. They trail USA by 1. But they do have a lot of support here for the next 2 ends.
That's like the most likely chance to give up. I like the split. It's tight enough. We can roll in.
2 ends to play. USA up by 1 now with hammer. So they are in pole position in this game. China trailing, putting up the center guard. They are now in steal mode.
Light side of it. Easy.
For USA, they're just going to try and keep things open. Play the tick shot here. The split. Soft peel.
Chris, go ahead. Hard, Chris, go.
The shot has many names, but essentially looking to
All the way T-line. T-line.
take this Yellowstone over, open up the center line. Pretty good result for Lance Steiner and the USA. Rolls the shooter onto the rings as well.
Great.
2-3-2，2，够近就行。这条是新线。2区。下一点。下一点。力量还行。先别着急，先别着急。
It's not just the points either that players are thinking about for this week. They're also thinking there is a cash incentive for every round-robin game they win. It's a $3,000 prize if they can win it in the regulation 8 ends.
Zhu Jingtao with an edge on John Landsteiner today. He struggled a little bit, but made a nice stick shot here with his first one.
Pretty good. Big ad. Whoa.
Now just drawing to the wing again to put a couple of red stones in the house for China to worry about.
From here.
Mine's great. I think it's right there. Perfect.
Just telling China, well, if you want to ignore those stones in the wing, come around the guards, you may. But in the end, could give us a big score and kill the game.
Go ahead, Matt. That way. Nice pair, Steiner.
We'll see how aggressively China will play it. Will not ignore the red stones here.
Trying to get the roll over.
Not very nice.
Really nice shot.
Still a bit of an angle on the guards here for Matt Hamilton to make the double peel. Catch it perfect. You might even catch the stone in the back of the house.
Yep, hard! Hard! Hard right to it! Hard. Lance, anything over. Anything over.
1, 2. There you go.
Keep going, Lance.
Very nicely played.
And rolls over and guards the one in the wing. Great shot.
We have a final score. It is Scotland to pick up the win on Switzerland. Swiss only scoring a single point in the 6th end, not enough for them.
Good man. What thing's the next boss? Is it on now?还行，稍微带着点，指示线路5。线路稍微有一点点，可以清仓，可以清仓，线路有点。2，擦了线路。
提线了。
擦一擦线路，磕一点。可以点，可以点。
So China now using this guard to try and help them. Oh, just rubbed off it.
You can do that too. It's thin to go after the double natural. I think you're throwing that like soft normal.
Yeah.
Easy normal. To make this is like a third.
Yeah.
So 2 options in mind here. Either just hit and roll in front of the other yellow. You catch it thin enough, you get the double. We'll get neither. Right on the beak.
Very odd throw. Sweet. All right.
打定就行吗？定可以。
Matt Hamilton has played in Curling World Cup in 2 different disciplines. He's played with his sister in mixed doubles at one of the legs, and he's also played in the men's with John Schuster. So he's experienced it from 2 different angles.
Gotta go. Really gotta go. Hard! Hard! Come on, guys.
Hard!
Yes. Come on, come on.
可以往里甩点，没事。不好意思。
Let's jump on over. It is Canada 1 playing Sweden.
Canada line 1 guarded on the wing. So Nicholas Edin having to draw through the port. Needs to just be fully in the rings to get shot. Current world champions looking for their first win here. Sweeper standing right back off this.
Pull my jam.
41.
Perfectly to the pin.
Looks good, and single point for Sweden. That is all tied after 6. As we also see Japan, USA.
Japan line 1 at the back of the 4-foot. Nina Roth trying to come through the gap. She's lying second and third. Trying to raise the yellow bat. Just didn't curl enough. And it's a steal of 1 for Japan.
And they will have a 3-point lead coming into the 7th end. Looks like a good bounce back for Japan after a heavy defeat to Canada yesterday.
I only have solid board.
Can I get an inch more?
Yeah, I was getting there.
Solid board!
Solid board! Hard! Come on. Hard!
So Chris Plyce trying to play like a hat weight.
Yes!
Just passes the guard. Great shot.
Good shot, Chris. He has to do something here.
Because now if China knows that and lie 2, it would leave a double for USA. So they want to try and roll their shooter away to not leave a double.
Man, this turn is just wonky right in this area here. When you get out further, it's fine, but in this area, just...
3秒，3个偏小的，3个偏小的。
This one is really curling. Wow. Big mistake there from Badishin.
And same again for Badishin. It's either something wonderful or it's just something upsetting.
Make it go away.
Really a roller coaster of a game for him.
That was a great opportunity to lie 2 and potentially force USA to a 1 at this end. But now, John Schuster can hit it to lie 3.
Yep.
We'll make the nose hit. Not sure if China can do much more than try and make a double here and cut the score down to 2.
There you see the differences in the skips. For the 4 throwers, it's big advantage to John Schuster. And that's probably the difference in the scoreboard as well.
Like that thing, you said sweep was like, I liked it, but we were planning on sweeping it out of my hand no matter how I threw it.
You certainly can't afford to be tight or roll your handle at release. The ice is swinging big.
Lee. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Well, close to making the double here, but doesn't hang around. I think it does. Wow, and that will be an open draw to score 3 for USA.
I was like, gosh, another one?
That's what I said. I was like, the inch has to go our way one of these times. Oh my gosh.
95?
90, 95.
This will put USA 4 points ahead with 1 end to play.
D-line.
Heads down, fellas. Heads down, fellas. Whew. Hard.
Big sweep here from Landsteiner and Hamilton, but they do get the stone there in the end. It is 3 points on the board for USA. A big lead coming into the final end. We have one more, and China needs something special.
Yeah. I'm not sure they're going to play, honestly. All right. I start that.
Mm. 没事，干啥？双人 A， 就是这，又摔了。
Probably throw a control waiter in the next one anyways. A little stat killer for him.
We're in the 8th end of play. Team USA with a 4-point lead, 7-3. They're not going to want to fool around. They throw their first one through the rings. Now what's the thinking there, Rona? Is just putting your own stones in play beneficial for your opponent?
Yeah, USA don't want any stones that China can use to their benefit. So the stone through the back is more beneficial to USA right now.
So, like, Nick, you got to make sure you're going to hit it through. It's still control, though.
Fine.
Control it. Board.
Solid board.
Solid board. Real solid board.
So we'd like to play a tick shot here, try and get the shooter to hit the barrier and just tap the yellow Chinese stone into the rings.
Whoa,
whoa.
Yeah, even just move it onto the center line here.
Whoa!
Matt, go ahead, Matt.
Maybe make a double on the guards easier later on. And we'll tap it.
Get in the house.
A really nice shot.
The rings. No, it spins back up.
So close to being perfect.
It was in the house for a second.
Really good.
As soon as Chris said the word beauty, she went back.
Well, still not bad there. Does change the setup for China, and they're going to throw a long center guard now. We need it over the hog line here. I'm not sure if they're over.
Oh, working hard. No, they're not.
A big sweep, and it doesn't cross that black hog line. Not in play. And it's not coming together for China here. Just played a different path there, I think, crossing the center line, which you haven't done very much in the game. Maybe just a tad slower.
Yeah, but when you're 4 down playing the last end, you really need the guards in play.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah. Whoa, so.
A little heavy.
Yes.
Still in the free guard zone, this yellow rock. So it's another tick.
Hard all the way.
Just trying to push it onto the rings.
That would make feeling tougher and everything. So, good. Attaboy.
There we go.
6 one, half dozen the other.
Hey, Matt. Is that okay?
China will need help from the US here. Quite essentially, will need some big misses and mistakes. Looking good to score 2, but just not going to be enough here.
And that's where the second player's now with the new 5-rock rule. Matt Hamilton with his first is playing a tick shot, but can play peel weight with the second.
Too fast for your camera, baby.
Looking over to Japan, USA. Japan up by 3.
USA line second shot, so Nina Roth here with an open hit to score 2. Seem quite happy. And plays that one perfectly, so 2 on the board for USA.
And Canada 1 playing Sweden next door as well. Tied game.
Sweden lying 4. But Matt Dunstone has got a nose hit.
Yep. Real hard. Hard. Real hard. Gotta go. Hard.
Sweepers holding the line.
Hard. You still gotta
They
go.
can roll a wee bit, but not too far. Great shot. So a score of 1 for Canada.
Great shot, Matty. Oh, boy.
They lead it 4-3 coming into the 8th end.
Great shot, dude. Oh, boy. Oh, good end, boys. Good job.
China here now splitting the rings.
5，你现在想，刷了，
注意力量，注意，
刷了，
注意力量变，
刷了，还行，线路没问题啊。
可以的。
可以。
USA have played a very clinical end here. They just need to remove 1 yellow from play. China cannot score 4.
Well, they will concede the game here, Team China. Will be a win for USA, a 7-3 win. 3 points in the bag as well as all the money. And a good performance by the US, especially after halftime came on and dominated the Chinese.
Good game, fellas.
Hey, that's just good patience.
Still some other games on this session. As we take a look at the women's session,
Line's really good. Stay back up.
USA versus Japan.
Line's fine. Tara. Atta girl. Great pair.
So Japan are leading 6-5 in this 8th end. They have got last stone advantage. So they're in a good position, 1 up with the hammer.
時間教えて。シングルカットかい。投げて変わるしね。シングルカット。相手投げて変わるから。
Shinami Yoshida just looking to open up the front, keep it clear. makes that no problem.
A little less.
USA would love
I
to
think this is good.
steal
Yeah,
a one. There would be no extra end. It would go to a one-stone shootout.
Okay. Yeah, still nice and high. So nice 90.
Nina Roth skipped for Team USA. Struggled in their opening game yesterday, as did Japan. So both looking for their first win here.
Yeah, just keep it moving, yes, Tara, keep it moving, yes, yep. Come on, yes.
Happy just to put up that centre line guard. And we see another final game. Norway losing out to Canada, and Kevin Cooey. Good banter between these two. Played each other many, many times. Kevin Cooey lost his opening game yesterday, so he'll be happy with a win this morning. Satsuki Fujisawa, 80% for today's game. So trying to come around the long guard and remove the stone in the house. A really nice shot. Probably wanted to roll fractionally out into the open so she could use it to raise with her last if required.
I think that's good. Even back 4 foot, like make her draw.
I agree. Go, Nina.
So Nina Roth just going to come right around, use that red stone in the house as cover. She can come right into the button.
You want to try like overbury it a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Button's great. Okay. Give you a little bit more. Gotta add like 12 feet.
So has to lie short here. Force Fujisawa to make a shot. 94% in her draws today.
One's good. Whoa. Whoa then, whoa. Okay, whoa. Tara only.
It's curling now.
So line's good, it's all about the weight.
Close, finish it.
Yeah.
They want it top tee.
Finish it. Whoa.
Oh, right on the button. Wow, what a great shot.
Great job, Nina.
Very well judged. So Japan can't freeze that and follow it in just to get shot. They have to move it. Really just looking for a back four weight to tap back. If she makes it, they win the game. If she doesn't make it, it will go to a one stone shootout. No extra ends played in the Curling World Cup. You can see there the yellow's completely buried. That's the view Satsuki Fujisawa has. So last stone of the 8th end. Needs to tap it back. And lie shot. Starting to come now. Is it enough to move it back? It is. What a great shot. Big smiles from Satsuki Fujisawa.
And that is good enough for the win for Team Japan, bouncing back after a defeat yesterday. For USA, that's their second loss. As we see the final score, 7-5 for Team Japan. As we shift over to the last game in this session, it is Canada 1, skipped by Matt Dunstone, playing Sweden, skipped by Nicholas Edin.
Nicholas Edin is needing 2 to win this game. He does have 2 counters in the rings.
Let me know I'm at 20 seconds. Okay. Board weight, guys. Same I just gave you. You like that ice? Sliver less.
12 seconds left for Matt Dunstone.
It's the kind of thing you get used to pretty quick, playing this event, and you have played one before. Need the hit and roll.
Right off.
A long roll as well.
Close.
Tough shot. Is it trying? Is it getting there? And rolling in behind the corner.
Oh, really good effort. Can Nicholas Edin see enough?
Oh, fuck. Jag såg Bradens, den var ju lite.
The guard is quite long, so there's plenty room to curl past it.
Jag måste göra en bra sättning. Tror att den kommer sacka något på slutet.
But again, same as the last game we've just seen, if Nicholas hits and rolls out, it would be a one-stone shootout. He has to keep his shooter in play
Solid hack eller? Ja.
for the win.
Well, awfully quiet in the arena. All the other games have come to a close. So for Edin, come down this path. Going to play heavy hack. Need to navigate past that corner guard. Keep the shooter. Look at the numbers for Edin. Really solid game. Just needs one more. A little bit off and on here. Sundgren. Vrano on the sweep. Looking very controlled. Sounds pretty good here. Past the guard onto the red. And will hit and stick for 2 and the win. Team Sweden knock off Canada. 3 points for Sweden. And no points for Canada. No shootout required. Important win, Edin says. Of course, so you have to win your group to progress to the final this week. So that is all the games, and this one come to a completion. Looking back at our live game, I was USA, China.
Fifth end, USA 1 in the 4-foot. Draw for 2 for John Schuster.
Felt good though. Where?
Sweepers guide it in. And a great 2 on the board. First 2 of the game. Sixth end, USA line 3. Badishan having to play the nose hit to take 1. Plays it perfectly. Just a 1. Seventh end, great end by USA, and an open draw for 3. Sweepers nursing it in.
Maybe not 95.
Big 3 on the board for USA. 8th end. USA run China out of stones, and it's a big win for John Schuster and his team.
You see all the scores in the session. It was Canada 2 by skipper Kevin Cooey picking up a win in Norway 5-4. Scotland with a 6-2 win on Switzerland. Canada, we saw just lose out to Sweden, Dunstone Adine, and also Japan in the women's competition picking up a win on Nina Roth of USA. So those are the standings in the groups as it lies, with USA another win, 3 points in that one, brings them to 5. China and Sweden sit with 3, Canada 1, just a single point. And in the other group, it's Scotland at the top, 6 points, followed by Canada 2 and Switzerland at 3. Norway, the only team in the competition to pick up a win or a point so far. And those are the points awarded. 3 points if you win within the regulation 8 ends, 2 points if you win a shootout, which USA did yesterday, and that's why they have 5 now with 2 wins. And of course that 1 point consolation prize if you do lose the shootout, but no points if you lose a game.
Only singles in the first half there. Relief to get the 2 on the board after halftime?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we had a few chances, early in the game where there's multiple opportunities and didn't quite get, we were like on the wrong side of the inch every time in the first half. So we just had to stay patient, and it was nice to come out and get a deuce right away in the second half there.
Some teams struggle with the timed ends, but you seem to have lots of time left. Communication working well?
It just really forces me to be a little bit more decisive. So, it's something that our team works on even in other time games. So it fits pretty well to this World Cup timing format.
Ice a little bit different today, quicker?
Yeah, definitely. It got a little bit quicker, but, both yesterday and today we thought, it was manageable, and we did a great job managing it.
Thank you, and congrats.
Thank you.
John Schuster, a happy man, and so are we, enjoying all the curling here in Beijing. Thanks for watching.